Alright, getting ready to take off here. Just getting everything in place. And here we go. Cruising down the little walking trail. Hitting some mud. We've had a lot of rain lately. Cruise through this little tunnel here. Take a hard right on this bridge. And that will take us into the canyon. So the trail quickly becomes narrower and a lot more rustic here. Usually this time of year, in the fall, everything's really dry, but we've had rain even recently, so SoCal is a little greener than usual this time of year. Camera angle is not great right now. Just pointing down at the trail. I'll be fixing this in a future video, that's for sure. This is an easy trail here. So this is all I was really looking for. But inevitably, it gets more challenging. That'll be coming up real soon. So now things are getting interesting. Gets a little rough up here. A lot of these large stones. Some sand. That's my nemesis. I hate sand. This is all large stones. Just have to go through it. And then you hit this sand. It's brutal. This is not a fun part of the trail. You just work your way through this stuff. And finally, relief. Back to a regular dirt trail. This part here is not too bad. This is the easy cruising part. Trying to figure out which way to go. signs up there for poison oak. Sure hope I don't rub up against any of that. And things definitely get more interesting here. It's very tight and overgrown because of the rain. All these plants have grown a lot, and they're closing up the trail pretty tight. It's kind of like threading a needle. Going through the brush. So running through the sand again. Narrow single track. There's some more fun sand. Always feeling like you're about to wipe out. And that's such a long stretch of sand. It just sucks. Alright, finally out of that. Yeah. Got some company here.
What's that?
And on we go. It's pretty narrow, pretty tight. Ariel Rider does a good job. Can handle all this. It's definitely not a dedicated mountain bike, but it holds its own out here pretty well. All right, which way to go? I think to the right is the right way. And this starts to get a little tricky here. A lot of tight climbing. Really glad I got a strong electric motor on this thing. This is some tough climbing here. This brush is pretty thick. This part's definitely a little tricky. Yeah, this stuff is a little rough here. Pretty tight. X-Class is holding its own. So, a little bit of sand again. Alright, oh, that didn't go too well. Luckily just a minor mishap there. Give it some throttle and crank out of there. Guess that kind of sucked. This thing is definitely struggling a little bit. Well, or more like I'm struggling a little bit. You gotta be very careful with that throttle. Can't overdo it. But you gotta give it enough to get up these hills. So, takes a little finesse. Cranking up the hill. We're getting up to the top of the ridge here. Starting to get some views. I think we're almost at the end here. A little bit more. All right, hit the fire road. Now we got a nice big dip to deal with. All right, going down. Ride that brake. I want to keep enough speed to give me a little push up this hill. And now it's just full throttle and cranking as hard as you can on the pedals all at the same time. Just powering up this huge hill. This bike does a good job. And there we go. It's the end of the trails. And onto the smooth, silky road. It's a little bit of a relief after you've been on the trails for a while, just to cruise down the road and relax. All right, and here we go. Mirror got a little out of whack, hitting all those bushes. And this is smooth sailing down a hill. So get going pretty good there. Somebody's in the bike lane. But now it should be clear from here on out. And pretty nice, easy ride home. Not a bad day riding.